We are recording. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining tonight, today, this evening, this morning, wherever it is you are in the world. Appreciate you taking time out of your day, out of your lives, stepping away from whatever else you could be doing and spending your precious time here with us. Truly mean that. Truly appreciate that. We have some awesome stuff to talk about this evening. Cash Fetch'em, you're unmuted, brother.
Apologies.
Sounds intriguing, whatever's going on over there. But
you don't want to know.
I don't. You're right. So we have been working hard in the background. You've seen some updates come out over Twitter, through the Telegram. So we're going to reiterate some of that stuff that has been pushed out. But we're also going to talk about some brand new things as well. We're going to get into some branding changes, some bullish news. We're going to get into some technical updates. It's going to be an exciting night. So as we go through each section that we have to talk about this evening, if you have any quick questions relating to what we're talking about, feel free to ask those. But if it turns into a deep dive, we will circle back at the very end of the updates and we can spend hours deep diving if we need to. But we want to make the first part of the information short and digestible for people on YouTube that will watch and listen to this later. So, with that said, let's jump into the first update. This, I think, is one of my favorite things we're going to talk about this evening. So, for those that do know or don't know, we have a token in the Internet Money ecosystem, which is the first token of its kind. It is WD, right? Internet Money Wallet Dividend. Now, Don and I and the rest of the team have been in the back game planning and creating some really cool game theory and some really bullish potential realities that could manifest in the future. Now, let's talk a little bit about those. And the main reason we couldn't talk about this a little sooner is because we had the sacrifice going on, and there was some implications around that. So this has been in talks for a while now. Right now, the WD token earns passive income from fees generated from swaps happening within the wallet. So if you swap from one crypto asset to another within the wallet, the fee is charged. That fee gets distributed to the holders of the WD token. Now, those fees are paid out in the form of Pulse, ETH, BNB, other native coins. It's a really bullish token. It's the first token of its kind. It's a revenue-based model. There's no inflation. There's no staking, nothing like that. It's a really cool, really unique token. Well, as we've presented it up until this point, that revenue was only going to be tied to the revenue generated by the wallet or by swaps within the wallet. There are some things that have come to our attention and, again, game theory and conversations and other technical advancements that are coming out by other people and thoughts from ourselves that would create other revenue systems within our ecosystem. So the question came up, well, how do we deal with that when we introduce new revenue systems into the Internet Money ecosystem? Well, what we decided, after all things considered, was that we should point all these revenue systems to WD holders. So to make that very clear, the way the WD token exists and is written, it can receive passive income from other protocols, not just swapping within the wallet. One of the primary examples is this OTC marketplace that we've been talking about building. Now, how soon that actually happens or when that occurs, that's a different story, but it presents the point. There would be fees for that marketplace. Those fees could then go to WD holders. And now to take it one layer more bullish, other people can build protocols and technology and passive income streams that pay to WD holders. So what happens is now this token is no longer the wallet dividend. It represents so much more than that. So the change that we're going to implement, you're going to start seeing it from this point forward, is the WD token and the FWD token are going to have different names. So instead of Internet Money Wallet Dividend, WD, the name of the token is going to be T.I.M.E Dividend, and the ticker is TIME. And instead of FWD, the name of the token is going to be Future T.I.M.E Dividend, and the ticker is Future. So instead of WD and FWD, we now have T.I.M.E and Future. And what's really cool about this name change is A, T.I.M.E stands for the Internet Money Ecosystem. So it has that ecosystem attachment to it. But it can also represent these philosophical ideals that we've been talking about all this time. You have, earn passive income, free your time. Everybody's talking about time. Time. It's that intangible asset that is so limited. So it really goes along with the ethos and philosophy of the project as well. And it's also more relatable and more digestible and more brandable than just WD and FWD. And then again, to reiterate, it represents multiple streams of passive income going into the future. So it's going to be a process of changing all the branding, all the, the black papers and all these things. But that is what it's going to be. So before I continue any further, I just said a lot. Does anybody have any questions?
So that's just a branding change, the first part.
Yes. So the actual name of the tokens is the branding change. But what's also another part of that announcement is the way the contract is written, it can actually support multiple streams of income. So that's also another update, because before it was just swaps within the wallet.
What sort of other streams of income are you talking about?
Right now, it's speculative, right? But the first one that we would probably work towards implementing, or at least the one we're thinking about implementing first, would be that over-the-counter marketplace. So again, that would be more Pulse, ETH, BNB, whatever chain coming in. We can also get into like bridges. Maybe we can find a way to do with NFTs. And there's probably ways that we're not even considering right now that as this ecosystem grows, other projects are going to want to build on top of it. Now, somebody would ask why. Why would a protocol that's not the Internet Money team want to come in and divert, even if they don't do 100% of their fees, even if, let's say, they do 25% of their fees? Why would they want to do that? What benefit is it to them to give up some of their revenue? Well, it's simple. Either A, they're holders of the T.I.M.E token, or B, they want to tap into an already existing user base, right? Our community, the Internet Money community, only gets stronger and stronger as time goes on. So if somebody is willing to point some of their revenue over to our ecosystem, well, then they're probably going to get support from our holders, from us. It's basically a partnership at that time. Now, here's something, this another layer that gets super, super cool. So with T.I.M.E being a T.I.M.E, formerly WD, being a fixed supply of 2 billion tokens. Now, okay, hey, SEC, if you're out there listening, I'm using quotes. This is an analogy. It effectively, or analogously, represents, quote, shares of a company. Now, here's what's interesting about that. Because I'll get used to it. Because T.I.M.E is a token that anybody can point passive income to and hold, you effectively create the first decentralized company where the dividend yielding shares, quote, are controlled by holders in the world in a decentralized fashion. So what we're doing here with T.I.M.E and with the revenue streams as it's set up is an innovation, not only from a technological level, but from the social and philosophical level of what crypto represents. We are creating a decentralized company. That's bullish.
Now, do you have this written so we can see it? Because there's a lot of, I guess it's not that confusing, but do you have a written statement of all these changes so we can see it in writing?
Yes, sir. The name change is right there in the group. And we will also update the Combot so people can see this and, get used to it. And just over time, the language will shift. And as far as the bullishness of like all those other things, yeah, we'll come up with some way to present that bullishly. What's up, Haunted? Welcome in. Doc Holiday, good to see you.
Does this delay launch at all?
Not at all. No, sir. Nope. This does not cause any delays in any way, shape, or form. As far as like the contracts and stuff, they've already been updated. And so the name change already exists on the contract level. And actually just this whole time, we've actually been building towards this being possible. So it won't add any time.
It'll actually add 2 billion time.
Hey, buddy, how are you? What did I miss?
Oh, brother. 10 minutes of bullishness. Yeah, we jumped right into the update, so we can catch up after, but also if you hit the playback, because we are recording, you'll be able to just hear exactly what we went into.
Sweet.
So, all right, and we can dive deeper here, but let's transition because we still have some more stuff to cover. And again, if you're just joining us, we can dive as deep as you want to go once we get through the updates. So to piggyback, and it's a great, Dumar, you asked at a great time. I'll use your question as a transition. Time and Future have already been launched on testnets and are operating on Ethereum, Binance, and PulseChain testnets. And the contract addresses are in the main chat now. So you should see your sacrifice balances on those 3 chains. Sorry, yeah, with those 4 tokens, you'll see your sacrifice balances. And we're actually working, this is the primary focus of the team right now, is to get an update out on the app so that we can get the swapping back up. So that way you can actually start testing, earning the income. Sorry, it would be testnet income, of course, for now, but you'll see the actual functionality and how it looks and operates within the wallet. Are there any questions on that one?
Hey, what's going on, KG? Got a quick question here.
Sure, buddy.
Hey, so when I checked the Ether scan, it said I had 4 tokens, but I also hear that you say you changed the name from WD to Time. Is that specific? Are we getting 4 tokens or are we just getting 1 token?
Yes. So WD became Time. So you will not get WD and Time. Yeah. So that's the unfortunate thing about testnets is you're going to see every time we test something. So only use the official contract addresses that we posted here as your official balances.
Makes sense. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good to see you. Yeah, and then when we go mainnet, you're not going to see all those different. You're not going to see you'll on your mainnet wallet, you'll just see Time on each one of those chains and Future on Ethereum, and that's it. You won't see all the different ones. Which, speaking of mainnet, that'll transition me into the next update. We are still looking at about 5 weeks to be on mainnet with Time on Ethereum and Binance will be on mainnet, and Future will also be on mainnet. So we are literally right at the cusp of being where we need to be to submit the code for security audit round 2. Now, we've already been through security audit round 1. We've made some updates, changes based on that. Actually, I guess this is security audit round 3 because there was 2 rounds in the first phase of security audits. now we're on security audit phase 2, which that is the only part that's out of our control, right? So we're going to be ready to submit for security audit very soon. And considering that everything goes quickly with the security audit company, we're using Certic for this, then we should be able to meet that 5-week deadline. So right now we are on path to accomplish that. And we will release those security audits as well, which they will be operating Mainnet. You'll have security audits to view and share. Oh, and ETHworm, I see. Oh, he can't hear me. Sorry. Thanks, Fast Abdul. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay. So, Don, did you have anything you wanted to add? Because I'm going to transition into IM now. Is there anything else you wanted to say about time and future before we transition?
No, I'll save it for the deep dive after. I'm excited to go over these updates.
Okay. And I believe the final thing I'll say about it now is we understand another name change, but once we go mainnet, there's no going back. This is it forever. So we really just wanted to come up with something awesome, representative, and bullish for what everything truly represents. So just wanted to acknowledge that and recognize that. And with that, let's transition into Internet Money, IM. Now, if you are, let me do this. I'm going to share this in the chat as well. Cleaned up this image a little bit. So if you look in the main chat, just if you want to, if you're newer here to the ecosystem, we do have 3 tokens. So just so you can get a little more of a follow along visual. Internet Money, IM, we've had a lot of bullish things going on with Internet Money right now. And first, again, some of this has already been announced on Twitter, but we wanted to really make it condensed here. We have launched Internet Money on ETH Mainnet, which that airdrop went great. We added some liquidity there, and yeah, it went really great. We got great feedback. We've got a lot of new community members. We've actually got some really cool other updates that have come with that. Like we got listed on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, which has been a big, for those who have been here for some time, that has been a journey for us to get listed on those. And not only did we get listed for IM on only on Ethereum, we got listed for IM on Ethereum and Binance on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and Nomics. So we're on all the big players right now. We also got listed on TradingView, which is really cool. That's one of the more sought after and utilized chart tracking programs out there. So IM on Binance and Ethereum is on TradingView. Also, IM on Binance got listed on a centralized exchange called Bilaxy. Now, I have not transacted there, and I am not endorsing Bilaxy, but that is just a statement of fact. We got listed on a centralized exchange, which was really cool. Also, if you go to Etherscan, we got verified and approved on Etherscan, so you can just type in Internet Money there, and you'll see the logo. You'll see, price on Etherscan. You'll see everything. It's an official Etherscan profile, which is really cool. Which also, go ahead, Sufi. Okay, so which getting listed on CoinGecko also allowed us. We now have prices on IM in your MetaMask wallet. There is the price for IM on BSC is propagating incorrectly in there right now. That is completely out of our hands, but I've already reached out to the necessary people to get that updated and sorted out. But, J Money, welcome in, brother. But that is a lot of official places that we've been trying to get onto, and we're now on, which sort of takes the project to another level in terms of professionalism and making it more relevant in the crypto space that people are used to seeing when they consider a professional project. All right, now okay. So let's talk about a few things. We're going to dive a little deeper here. We're going to get into some tokenomics for IM, which I'm feeling really good about these. Now, we talked about, for those who have seen, we announced what we would do on the PulseChain airdrop for IM. And if that graphic is a little confusing, I've heard some feedback that some people are getting it, some people are feeling confused about it. We want to make it better and more clear for everybody. So if you have any questions about it or what I'm about to say, please don't be nervous to ask. We're here to make everything make sense. So for PulseChain, there's going to be one of two situations that occurs. And if there's an admin out there, somebody could drop that graphic in the main chat right now. That would be awesome. The ideal situation is PulseChain fork happens, IM on Ethereum. It will be copied over. That will happen. But what we don't know is how exactly is it going to play out in terms of, and for those that don't know a lot about PulseChain, if I say some terms that sound like gibberish, that's cool. All right, I'm happy to clarify. There is what's called the AMM fixer bot that comes in and does things with the liquidity pool that was copied over, and then it can create new liquidity pools on PulseX. Now, some tokens are going to be subject to that and some aren't. So if we are, a lot of good things can happen. And if we're not, some potential good things can happen. But the ultimate point, without diving too deep right now, is that it is unknown what is going to happen, how it's going to play out, how IM and its liquidity will be copied over and function in that regard. So if something occurs that we cannot account for, and it's something that is not good in terms of hurts the project in some way or the holders of IM, what we would do is we would launch IM again on PulseChain. We would not honor that native copy. And whatever your holdings of IM are on Ethereum and Binance, you'll get 50% of your bag on each of those chains. And that will be your IM airdrop on PulseChain. Now, that's only going to happen if it doesn't play out well, and that is subjective and that is loose, and we recognize that, and we don't like for that to be that way. But the nature of how PulseChain, what's going to happen on PulseChain is subjective and loose. So the best we can do is analyze that and have a backup plan. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Is there a time limit on that decision after it's launched?
Yeah, we'll know pretty quickly. What we're imagining right now is we'll know within the first 5 to 7 days, right? Because when it opens up, it's just going to be ratio trading. So we could probably get a lot of information there on how things are playing out, but we don't know how long. Like, is the fixer bot going to act immediately? Like, is PulseChain going to launch and before they even release the settings, the fixer bot has already done its thing? Is the fixer bot it's probably going to do it during ratio trading. That's like what we're assuming. That's probably going to happen. What we're assuming is it's probably going to happen before we even know PulseChain is out. So if that turns out to be true, then everything else should play out very quickly. So we're, like the kind of rough timeline is like 5 to 7 days that we would know our answer.
I got a question about that.
Yes, sir.
So during that period, right, people could, with the IM, do ratio trading. They could they could do some trading with it somewhere between those 5 to 7 days. Some people may win, some people may lose, but something might change where you would do plan B and that would be voided, correct?
Well, it wouldn't be voided in the sense that like IM is immutable with no admin keys. So like it's going to exist over there forever. There's nothing we can do. People are going to make money on it. People are going to lose money on it. We can't stop that. But what we would do with Plan B is if we relaunched it, we just would not acknowledge the other version as the official version. The contract address on our website, the one we would share, talk about, support, would be the one that we launched in that case. And look, it's going to be risky in those early days. So if you have a high risk tolerance, then I mean, you might be one playing around with it over there. But if you have a lower risk tolerance, you might wait for official announcements. So that's up to you as the buyer or the seller to make that decision.
KG.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, brother? Hey, so if we're going to get our copies on PulseChain no matter what, because it's a system state copy of Ethereum, right? So if I had 1,000 tokens of IM on Ethereum, I'm going to end up with 1,000 tokens on PulseChain. Yeah, correct?
Possibly. You're going to end up with a minimum of 500.
How?
Because even though the fork will happen and the units of IM will exist on PulseChain, we may not honor that copy. We would relaunch IM and we would take a snapshot of both the Ethereum and Binance IM holders and give you 50% of your bag on the chains respectively.
Right. Now let's back up to what would trigger that, right? What you're getting at is, or what I'm getting at is, if I'm going to get a copy of the system state of Ethereum, no matter what, those tokens will end up in my wallet, and that should be the answer to that should be yes, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
What I think you're kind of the path you're kind of looking towards is more the liquidity side of things of how that's going to play out. Is that kind of
yes, sir?
Making sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So realistically, like if you didn't do anything and PulseChain launches and we get those copies, like those copies should be there no matter what. Now, dealing with the liquidity on PulseChain might be a different story, and that's kind of going to be the same for all tokens across the board, wouldn't you say?
Yes, you're absolutely correct, and that right there, the liquidity is the distinction that would activate the backup plan or not the actual token count, but how the liquidity responds over there.
Because I guess the only thing I can think of the reasoning behind having this alternate plan is because the tokens on Ethereum are already a copy of or a snapshot of what was on BSC, if I'm not mistaken. So somebody might have already taken some of their tokens from BSC, transferred them to Ethereum, or vice versa. So I can see where the 50-50 thing would help in that aspect, as far as making sure everybody gets a fair shake of what they own. But as far as like copy for copy, I don't know. I'm a little on the fence with it. I need to hear some more information.
Sure. Well, here's what ultimately spawned it. So if the fixer, well, first of all, we can speculate kind of certainly about exactly what the fixer bot will do. But at the end of the day, it is just speculation. Nobody has the cold, hard facts of exactly how it's going to play out, all the technical details with absolute certainty. Maybe the devs of PulseChain themselves do, but beyond that, nobody knows. So you have unknown layer 1. Unknown layer 2 is what happens if you don't get harvested. So right now we have 42 ETH in the liquidity pool. So if that gets copied over, which it will, right? The IM and the ETH will get copied, but then we'll only have 42 Pulse paired to all of our IM, which is not a good reality because, well, then theoretically somebody could come in there and be a huge whale in your ecosystem for pennies, a few dollars. And that's just one negative possibility. So it gets attributed to the unknowns of how liquidity will respond. Oh, I see you're back. Sorry, I saw you jumped out. Hey, bud.
Yeah, my bad. I had to go into the bank and my Bluetooth in the truck cut off on me. Go ahead.
Oh, all good. What's the last thing you heard?
It was not 5 seconds after you started talking. Sorry.
Okay, all good. So there's two layers of unknowns here. Unknown layer one is nobody knows with absolute certainty how the AMM bot will function. We have a pretty good idea, but nobody can say with cold hard facts. No one's read the white paper. There's no white paper. There's no technical details on exactly how it will function. So
I agree.
Yeah, so there's a lot of speculation and unknowns around just that. Even if we do get harvested, there's unknowns. Now, there's even deeper levels of unknowns if we don't get harvested. Because right now in our liquidity pool, we only have 42 Ethereum. So if we get copied over, we're going to have that IM, but only 42 Pulse in the pool, which means somebody could become a... What's up?
I mean, sorry, if it runs the same way that we think it's going to run, what you're saying is that you would only end up with 42 Pulse in the pool?
Yep.
As far as I understand how the AMM bot, fixer bot will work is if you have, would you say 42 Pulse? Let's just go 1,000,000 to 1 for easy math. You would get 1,000 times that in Pulse, so 42,000, and then your IM in the pool would be reduced by 1,000x. Your 1,000,000 to 1 ratio to match up. But
that's
again,
if you get harvested by the fixer bot. That's if you
Correct.
get harvested by the fixer bot.
And that's only
we have,
the ETH pairs.
Exactly. We have no idea if we're going to get harvested. No coin. Oh, look, we can assume probably Chainlink or Uni will be harvested probably. But as far as like the smaller tokens in the ecosystem, we have no idea if we're going to be harvested or not.
Fair enough.
Right. So that's ultimately where the backup plan is stemming from, because it's like, let's say, okay, we're just going to honor the native copy. Well, then it's like, what happens? Okay, so there's only 42 Pulse in the pool now, and now somebody comes in for $10 and becomes the biggest whale in the ecosystem.
Yeah. No, I get
so
it.
So that could create a situation that would actually really hurt everybody in the system, except the person who got all those IM for $10.
Right.
But so ideally we want to honor that native copy. Like that would be the most ideal situation. But because there's so many unknowns, we just can't make that statement officially and put people in a position that could hurt them.
Perfect. That was the extra information I needed to get off that fence. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for asking. Go ahead.
I just wanted you to clarify when the snapshot would be taken for all scenarios. Would it be at exactly the same time? So there's no double snapshot or anything, like one for PulseChain and then it's all at once, right? As soon as PulseChain launches, backup plan is snapshot and the normal plan is snapshot.
Well, if PulseChain launches, like that's a snapshot that's out of our control. It's just going to happen, and you're just going to have the tokens. PulseChain launches right now. You're going to have the tokens on Ethereum that are there. But in the backup plan, we would take the snapshot at the time we launched. So we would obviously tell people like, hey, we're going with the backup plan. Snapshot imminent. Get yourself ready type thing.
Well, in all reality, couldn't you just use the same block that was forked and go take a snapshot of that block?
That is an option, yes. It is an option.
Just to keep it there, so there's no gaming.
That is an option.
I agree.
Okay, so I could see that. Yeah. That's definitely an option. Let's deep dive a little more into that. Let me finish running through the updates and we can brainstorm in game theory a little bit. We just got a few more updates and we'll circle back.
Cool.
All right. So now, with all that said, we have decided to make a couple decisions. right now on Binance and Ethereum, there is a wallet in our ecosystem called the Vault Wallet, and it's the biggest holder of IM on both chains. There's two reasons we were keeping that wallet. Reason number one is because we wanted to add liquidity when we forked IM to these other chains. Reason number two is we wanted to utilize those tokens for the free giveaways and the referral program. Now, this is another one of the bullish announcements tonight. We on BSC and Ethereum are going within the next 48 hours. We're not going to tell you exactly when it happens. I'm telling you right now that within the next 48 hours, we are going to burn the entire contents of both of those wallets. There will be no more Vault Wallet. There will be no more wallet that is controlled by the team, that is holding those trillions of tokens. They will be burned in their entirety on both chains.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Let's go.
What's the percentage of the total supply in those wallets, if I can ask?
Sure. Go ahead.
You got it.
Okay. On Binance, so it's bigger on Binance because we added 2.6 trillion tokens into liquidity on Ethereum. So on Binance, the Vault Wallet holds about 48% of the supply. So it's going to be a 48% supply reduction, which then would make the entirety of IM completely decentralized with no more token allocation to the team. So it's done. It wasn't even token allocation to the team in the sense that we're using it for marketing. It's just we had our development. We just had those two things I just described. So about 48% on Binance and about how much is it there? To about 20% on Ethereum. So once we do this burn, Binance will actually have a smaller supply than Ethereum. So I'll post this as well. Binance will have a total supply. It'll all be in circulation of 5.2 trillion, and Ethereum will have a total supply of 7.8 trillion.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Don, go ahead. I couldn't hear you.
I wanted to add something over to that other topic, but I'll add it in at the end.
Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't hear you before.
All good.
So this brings up a couple questions. So like we added the liquidity on Ethereum when we copied over the tokens and we put 2.6 trillion in liquidity. If the ideal situation plays out with the PulseChain fork, we won't need to add liquidity, right? The liquidity will be good. It'll just be what it is, and that's it. We'll be done. Now, if the backup plan plays out and we do create that initial liquidity pool on the PulseChain side, well, we'll need tokens to do that. So at the time of launch, we will mint additional tokens, no more than 2.6 trillion. It could actually end up being less, that we will then use to create the initial liquidity pool on PulseChain, and that'll be it. There won't be a Vault Wallet there either. So the way it'll work is we'll literally take the snapshot, drop the tokens, create the liquidity pool, and then make the announcement. So if I hadn't said that we were going to mint more tokens for that one specific purpose, then most people probably would never have even realized that occurred. And I say it that way because it's literally going to be a split moment in time, and it's only to create the initial liquidity pool. Does anybody have any?
And we got that 2.6 trillion number because that's what we added to liquidity on Ethereum. So the overall supply would not be more than that of the original Ethereum starting supply.
Exactly. So the total starting supply on PulseChain would be no more than about how much would that be actually? About 10 trillion would be the max starting supply on PulseChain, give or take a little bit there. But yeah, does anybody have any questions there?
I have a question. These vault coins that are being burned, would they have been eligible to receive their share of the fees? In other words, does this change the per token fee generation? Or
so
token?
So the I.M token that we're discussing now is different than the T.I.M E token, which is the one that earns the fees.
Oh, so this token only gets the burn from a share of the fees.
Exactly. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. Ignore that infographic. Check out this infographic here just so you can see the split up. So, yeah, when the I.M buy and burn kicks in, it will be from the fees earned from the T.I.M E token. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Which, all that said, PB, can you mute your mic, buddy? Thank you, sir. With all that said, go ahead. Heard someone talking. Hello?
No, that was me. I hit the mic on accident. Go ahead.
How dare you? Okay, so which leads into one more bullish point here. So like I said, we were originally going to use that Vault wallet for giveaways on PulseChain and Binance and Ethereum if we implement it over there. Well, now what we're going to do for the giveaways and referrals is we would just buy I.M off of the open market to be used for giveaways and referrals rather than just putting, because what we noticed, and we knew that this was the case going into it, but we actually saw it play out in practice, was when we did the 2 rounds of the referral programs and the free downloads, was every time those tokens were given out to somebody, and if they were sold, it effectively created a small inflation event because those tokens had never been in circulation before. And so some of it was, sometimes the dip was gobbled up, but sometimes it wasn't. And so ultimately, we can't stop dips. That's just the nature of the game. But what we can stop is those little inflation events. And so that's ultimately the reason why we decided to go with just buying off the open market at the time we would do the giveaways and referrals. Any questions there?
What are you using to buy off the open market?
The initial thought is we would use some of the passive income generated from the T.I.M E supply. So Pulse, ETH, BNB, whatever chain it is.
I like it.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm going to move on from I.M. We can definitely circle back and deep dive unless anybody has any more questions. I'm almost done with the official announcement. So are there any more questions, though, before I move on?
Will the benevolent wallet be using to buy for the referral and then also buy for the buy and burn?
The buys for free giveaways isn't going to be necessarily as core a part of the tokenomics of I.M. It will happen and it will occur for the giveaways, but it's not going. It could end up not being a perpetual part of the ecosystem forever. Not that it won't be, but there could be a reality where we transition the referrals and giveaways also to other tokens. But the buy and burn where, yes, it is a benevolent wallet for now, only temporarily, which will end up being an immutable smart contract, that is what will be a core part of the I.M tokenomics, period. That's just going to be a part of it. So they're kind of different in that respect.
But yes, we will be using that when we purchase IM off the open market, we're going to consider that the referrals are going to go with it.
Yep. But I guess the distinction I want to make there is that it would be separate from the buy and burn, right? It's not like part of. Yeah.
Now you got two different systems buying into the system. So if one
Exactly.
buy and burn wasn't bullish enough, now you have one buy and drop, adding to the bullishness. After we just burn trillions of tokens. Is this the best token in crypto?
I think it's the best ecosystem in crypto, and I'm completely unbiased.
I'm unbiased too, and I think it is.
Yeah, completely objective.
Unbiased.
All right, let's go ahead and round off these updates, and then we can talk about whatever, or we can wrap it up. So the last two updates are, one, for the website. In the background, there is a rebranding process occurring. Not a rebranding, I apologize. A visual enhancements. I'm not sure exactly what to call it. We're redoing the website again. The website we have now was much better than what we did have, but it's not where we want to be. So we don't have an exact timeline on that, but we just want to start planting the seed that you will start seeing some cool images, and we're going for a story on the site, and it's looking really cool in the background right now. Which part of that, if you haven't seen yet, let me go ahead and put these in the main chat right now. If you haven't seen these amazing aliens that I just dropped in the main chat, these were created by an incredible gentleman in our community who goes by the name of Thor. And these are the first of their kind NFTs. I mean, he 3D built all of these. And the coolest thing about these, and one of the coolest things about these NFTs, is they are one of one. So the 4 NFTs that I just dropped are all one of one. Now, we, the team, are going to be gifted one of these by the artist, but then the other 3 are actually going to be put up for sale, where, the community, everybody will have a chance to buy them. And what's cool about this is they will be on the website, and we want to kind of start incorporate, and you can actually see, if you see in the background of these NFTs, that like pink and purplish city, that's part of the theme we're incorporating on the site. You're gonna start to see a little more of this guy, and a little more of, some aliens and some cool stuff going around. So this is kind of part of the direction that we're going with the site, and you will see this NFT collection drop from him. And he is a newer NFT artist, and he actually has bestowed his gift upon us as his first official NFT launch. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Any questions on the website enhancements, NFTs, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I just wanted to add real quick with these NFTs. Once they render or in the chat and they start moving, they look alive. If you zoom in, like every time you zoom in, you'll see something new. The attention to detail on these works of art are absolutely amazing. And this artist, Thor, who's putting these out, I don't think he truly knows what he has set as a standard for the future. It's a very exciting journey to be on, and these things are absolutely amazing.
Do they come with like publishing rights or anything like that? Just wondering.
Don't know. Actually, that'd be a great question for him.
Because didn't they like somebody take somebody to court and then they're like, oh yeah, it's just a JPEG. But if it had property rights, right, like nobody could just like screenshot it and use it, which would be kind of cool.
Well, we'll find that we'll get to learn a little more about that. It's a great question, but we will say this: we will absolutely be bidding on these guys. So, I mean, look, you anybody listening, you're your own buyer, but you will be bidding against us because we do want to own these things. They're absolutely amazing aliens. Yeah, it's a great question, Crypto in the Hood. What's up, by the way? We'll look more into that. And also, if you see Thor out there, all these spinning 3D coins, all the 3D coins on the artwork, he did all of those. And he like Don said, he truly is somebody that he underestimates himself. These NFTs, I've never seen any NFTs like this. And like Don said too, if you zoom in, there's like more and more detail every time you look. So, yeah, they're one of a kind. In Zamboni, I just see you said, how do you get the coin in your name? You have to have Telegram Premium, and you have to change your emoji status. I can help you here soon. All right. Final updates, official update. Oh, go ahead.
Are you able to use this alien as your mascot for your web page?
We can say that is definitely heavy in the considerations and potentials that you will see more aliens in the branding going forward.
It plays out well for an incredible story based on time and future and an ecosystem that's changing the way things are done. It all just plays well into each other.
It does. And the very last updates, they are regarding the wallet. And the wallet updates are basically the same as T.I.M.E and Future, is that we're about 5 weeks away from beta version 2. And effectively, beta version 2 is going to be security audited on the wallet side, on the token side, and we're officially going to start pushing the wallet as, hey, download this wallet, it's secure, let's go. Because for those of us who have been following, you know that in beta version 1, we've been, putting the disclaimer that like, hey, be careful, it's beta, we're just testing. But beta version 2, we're no longer going to be putting those disclaimers on it. We're going to be in a place where that's the next phase. We have to start testing it in a more mainnet capacity with our mainnet token. So in 5 weeks, again, we're going to be ready. Part of it's out of our hands with the security audit, that we will be beta V2, which is a very big step. And one small update with the wallet too. If you're looking in the wallet and if you've been swapping on the ETH and Binance mainnets and you see the swap button disappeared, that is because we made some updates to the swap router contract, and it is being relaunched and reconnected to the wallet. So we'll make that a little cleaner and more apparent in the future if we ever have to do any maintenance or updates on it. Like maybe we'll gray the button out or something. But if you're seeing the button not there, that's why. Is just because it's being updated. So that is all the official updates I have. Thank you, everybody. If you are someone who tuned in, you're welcome to, other than people asking questions, I don't know what questions are going to come up. We'll obviously deep dive, but that is the end of the official update. So if you do head out, thank you for being here. Truly appreciate everybody. Floor is open for questions.
So basically, what you're all saying is basically keep your IM, don't sell it, and yeah.
Well, I can't confirm or deny that statement, but speaking from an objective perspective, I like that plan.
Yeah, again, it's funny because over the last few weeks and months, really, if you look at some of the names in this chat and some of the names in our main chat, they're not from the PulseChain Hex community. There is a lot of crossover between the ETH and BSC community, which is great. And a lot of the normal crypto ethos of rocket ship, LFG to the moon, some of that carries over here. And yes, we are putting in a lot of those tokenomics. But anybody listening here, this is a long-term project that has utility all around. And the true value proposition is, in my opinion, a year, 2 years, 3 years plus in advance. Because once this wallet does start generating revenue and is getting adopted, and that could be another deep dive later, you have a steady buyer in the system that is A, going to burn, and B, going to give it to new people who download the wallet and people for referring. So yes, holding is most likely the best strategy. Again, it's not financial advice. Do your own research. But this is a huge accumulation phase. If you notice, there was somebody in the system earlier today, a whale, is probably regrettably dumped earlier because I saw a big candle that spiked the price 41% after somebody heard what was going on. So this is more of an accumulation phase. It's one of those projects that you're early in, and we've been on BSC side for over a year, but we haven't had all of this develop until now. So you're still early. It's still easy to become a whale in the system. And this is more of a long-term buy and hold type project.
Well said, Will. And actually another small, that's kind of big update that I didn't mention during when I was talking about the burns is for those that followed when we launched on Ethereum, we created the initial liquidity pool there. And so we are, to my knowledge, the biggest liquidity provider on the Ethereum side. And also within the next 48 hours, we're going to be burning our LP tokens on Ethereum, just like we did on Binance. And for those that don't know what that means, whenever you create a liquidity pool, so you actually put tokens out there for people to buy into or sell into, you get a liquidity pool token that represents your share of the pool. Well, if you burn those, you can no longer withdraw your position. So like what you'll see in some projects is they'll put liquidity out there, entice people to get in, and then they'll pool their LP tokens. So once we burn those within the next, we've already done it on Binance, and once we burn those within the next 48 hours on Ethereum, that risk is removed.
That's awesome. Have you guys reinstated the referral program, or that's no longer in play?
It is still in play. We just have not reinstated it. After we went through test phase 2, we paused there because it was taking up a lot of, dev hours, and it was like so much attention was devoted from the team there that it was, and we needed to focus the attention back on time and future and getting the wallet to beta V2 and getting the tokens out there to mainnet. So that is the focus of the dev team right now. And once we get there, the referral program and the free giveaways, that is a feature that is a pre-version 1 of the wallet feature. So it's just temporarily on pause. We're focusing on getting the tokens and the wallet to beta V2, and then we'll start to push some attention back over there.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and whether you're an OG around here, you're brand new, I know we just talked about a lot. There's a lot to unpack there. This community that you're in front of here is an open, accepting community that, like, whether it's your first day in crypto or you've been here since, early 50 Bitcoin blocks, we're here to deep dive and talk about whatever you need to talk about regarding the project, regarding crypto. So don't be nervous to speak up. It's a cool community.
You were saying that you guys are going to be changing the actual initial IM coin.
What do you mean?
Well, you said there's going to be a rebranding on the IM coin. I'm kind of a little slow at these things, right? So
Oh, okay, I got you. No, so IM is not changing. That can't change, right? It's out there on Mainnet. But if you look here in the main chat, right, the WD and the FWD token are going through a name change, and I just posted the graphic there.
yeah, so okay, so IM is not going anywhere at all because that's the one I hold, right? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I'm just saying, like, I just bought in on IM, like on the IM coin, with my trust wallet, eh? So that's why I was kind of wondering, like, do I keep the coin or or do I let it go, type of thing.
Oh, I hear you completely. Yeah, so nothing is changing about IM. It's not going anywhere. It's actually the only thing that's happening within the next 48 hours is it's actually going to become completely decentralized. So it's only bullish within the next 48 hours.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and first of all, hey, welcome to the community, man. It's good to see you. Honored to have you on board. And if you look here also in the chat, I posted a little graphic. Oh, wow, look at that. Someone just dropped a $12,000 buy of IM on Ethereum.
Gross.
And it's a new buyer position. Welcome.
Well done.
Wow,
Let's
look at that
go.
candle. Look at that candle. Oh, that almost pushed us to an all-time high. If you are in this chat, Anonymous Whale, welcome to the community. Wow, we are now, let's see, 616. We're only about, man, 1% away from an all-time high on Ethereum right now.
I think
1%.
it was Top Gun Hexadian.
Top Gun, are you in here?
Hello.
What's up, Mr. Mega Whale?
Ha!
Wow, that's exciting. Orca. Yeah, it's funny. So back to your question there, DBM. Yeah, take a look at that little graphic with the 3 different tokens. That should give you a brief overview. And at any time, man, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We got a lot of amazing admins in this community. Many of them are in here right now. And also we can open up voice chats if you're more of a voice guy. We're here to learn together, grow together, spread the word of crypto together, and this community is absolutely incredible. Orca, it was you, man. You're not. Orca's the whale. He just doxed his address. Everybody, there he is.
No way, dude. I'm not that sloppy.
Sure. Wow, that is really cool. Oh, go ahead, Top Gun. What's up, by the way, brother?
Hey, I'm just saying hello.
It's good to hear from you, man. Well, do we have any other questions out there? If not, look, I'm going to stay around for a little bit just to chat. I just want to make sure that if anybody has any questions about what we discussed, I want to get it in the recording. But if not, then I'll work towards ending the recording, and then we can just hang out, talk about whatever. So is there any more questions? And again, if it comes up after I end the recording, that's fine. You can still ask. But is there any more questions regarding anything we talked about?
Hell yeah, we lost to 0. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. On ETH, even Binance is pumping right now. ETH is pumping. Man, that is a mega green candle on ETH right there. Mega
Yeah,
green.
man. 12 grand.
Yeah.
What's up, crypto? There was a mega green candle on BSC too.
Yeah, I see that.
Hell yeah, guys.
It's
It makes sense, man.
Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it makes sense, with all that we have going on, with the burn that's coming. I mean, how many projects can you get into where you can use a little bit of economic energy and become a whale? Now, $12,000 is not a little bit of economic energy, but $500 gets you in a nice position. And earlier in the day, after that whale was dumping, I bet you he's regretting it now. But
I was curious what you're going to follow up on the potential the A scenario and the B scenario of the port.
Refresh my memory.
Don said he had a comment on the snapshot or something.
Oh, yes. All I was going to say is there are other ways to handle this. Someone's mic is open. Yeah, I think it's ER 2024. There are other ways to handle what to do during the snapshot if the LP does not get harvested. However, there's only one scenario that guarantees we control the direction going into PulseChain, which for us and our community is very important, that we are in a good position on PulseChain. Because again, the core of why we started this was to do our part to strengthen the chain. The only way that we can guarantee that nothing crazy is going to happen to wreck our project on PulseChain is for us to take control of it. So, you may hear out there in Telegram land some people who have other ideas of what they would do. Well, that's good for them. That's good for their community, but that's not good enough for us. So we want to ensure with 100% certainty that our existence on PulseChain will be healthy. And this is the way to do it.
Well said, Don. Well said.
I was going to pick up on that point, actually, guys, is that it feels like there's obviously a lot of moving parts now in this whole ecosystem that you've built from one coin, then to a wallet, then another coin. Then we've got two other coins going on that. We're going multi-chain. We've got PulseChain coming. There's so many moving parts now. And the one thing that you guys, it feels like you maybe can't quite control, and that's just how I'm reading it, is you're waiting to see what's going to happen on PulseChain. But whereas I feel like you would actually 100% want to be in control by just saying, we're not going to rely and wait and see. We're going to take control. The ETH copy won't be registered. We're not going to recognize the ETH copy at all. We're going to just do what we were going to do, which is the BSC Internet Money was going to be manually copied onto PulseChain. Therefore, in that scenario, you're 100% in control. Could you not? Are you still not thinking that you could maybe do that and just say, look, we're going to do 50% BSC, 50% ETH. We're going to manually copy it. We're only going to recognize those copies. All of the coins on all the chains, we're in control of all of them. How does that feel?
Well, yes, that is a possibility. However, again, a very important key fact for us is to be on PulseChain and support the chain. So if we're out there saying that, hey, we are supporting the copied version, well, then maybe other projects will follow. And maybe other projects will pump some life into their copy. Who knows? But for us, that is very important. Now, in the beginning, when we were saying that we're going to copy from BSC over to ETH and Pulse, we didn't plan to launch on ETH before PulseChain was out. PulseChain's taking a little longer than everybody thought. This train does not stop. If you bought on BSC and you got your copy on ETH and you didn't sell, you're still going to get, in essence, a one-to-one copy. So you're not losing anything out. It's just different for the new buyers that are coming into the system. So that said, I do have to drop down to listening for a while. KG, do you want to jump in?
No, I think you said it perfectly.
Hey guys, so if someone buys on ETH now, is he gonna be eligible for a copy when PulseChain launches?
So if you buy on ETH, you're guaranteed at least 50% of your bag. So if you haven't yet, let me see here. Have you seen the graphic that we put the ideal situation and the backup plan?
No, I have not taken a look at that. Just no, I was busy at work, but I was listening.
No, all good, brother. Hey, yeah, good to hear from you. So basically, the ideal situation is we honor the forked version of IM to PulseChain, which in that situation, you would get 100% of your Ethereum bag. Now, because we don't know exactly how the liquidity is going to play out on PulseChain during the copy, we created the backup plan. And if the copy doesn't go well, then what we're going to do is we're going to relaunch IM on PulseChain, and we'll take a snapshot of the Binance and the Ethereum holders, and you'll get 50% of your holdings on each chain. So basically what that boils down to is if you hold IM on Ethereum, you're either going to get 100% of your bag or 50% of your bag, but you're guaranteed some portion of your bag. Whereas if you buy on Binance, there is a possibility that you won't get any credit to your Binance bag, but you could get a 50% copy there. So in situation one, we just honor the native copied IM to PulseChain. Situation two is you get 50% of your Binance holdings, 50% of your Ethereum holdings.
Okay. All right. Thanks, KG.
Oh, wait, was that Kimmit?
No, this is Dest. I said thanks, KG. This is Dest.
Oh, hey, Dest. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Thanks.
Hi, KG. I have one question regarding liquidity for WD token. Is now changed the name, but I know that you are not providing liquidity for PulseChain. Is that the same for multi-chain?
Yeah, so for the T.I.M.E token and the Future token, which formerly WD and FWD, we will most likely not be providing liquidity. For IM, we will be, but not, or most likely not for the other two tokens.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Welcome in, PF. Good to see you, my friend. Pulsar, good to see you. Vets in crypto. What's up,
Hey,
H10?
KG. Quick question for you. I haven't shifted the IM I bought on BSC over to ETH. Do I have to do that, or can I just leave it where it is?
What do you mean by shift it?
Well, I haven't moved the. I've been out of circulation. I haven't moved my IM tokens across to the ETH. Was that something that we had to do at some point the last few weeks, or am
No.
I good with just leaving them on BSC and leaving them where they are?
Well, if you were holding on BSC before we launched on Ethereum, you actually got a 1-to-1 copy. So you would have IM tokens waiting on your Ethereum address right now.
So what's the process?
Oh, sorry, you're cutting out a little bit.
What is it that I need to do to get to access those tokens on the Ethereum blockchain?
What wallet? And you're not going to hurt my feelings if you don't say the Internet Money Wallet. But what wallet are you currently using?
I use both BSC, but mainly Ethereum.
Well,
So,
are you using MetaMask?
Oh yeah, sorry, I use MetaMask. Sorry.
Yep, all good. So all you have to do here right now in the main chat, I'll drop it for you. Let's see.
Right on.
Yep. So all you have to do is grab that contract address under Ethereum and just import it into your MetaMask, and you're going to see the tokens there.
Beautiful. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Much appreciated.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a part of the community.
Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Ex-gynecologist, welcome in. Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going? Just checked in, just finished with my day, and heard a lot of good things about this project, and I'm just sitting back and listening.
Oh, yes, sir. You'll definitely have to circle back and catch the beginning. We condensed all the updates into the beginning, so definitely catch that playback because we just had a lot of bullishness.
Yeah, man, sounds good. I won't ask questions because I'm sure all my questions going to be answered on when I go back and re-listen to it or listen to it for the first time. But yeah, I heard someone became a $12,000 by whale.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
We all know it was you, brother. So we appreciate you.
I wish it was me. I wish it was me, but I can tell you it's not me. But I can also tell you that I was here for day one sacrifice. I got into the IM, and I got my duplicated copy, and I also sacrificed for the most recent one. So I got into all three of them. But one thing is that $12,000 is not me.
We believe you. Okay, we believe you. But man, you are an absolute OG, brother. It's been awesome to be on this journey with you. We've been having conversations, well over a year now, or about a year now anyways.
Oh yeah, I remember very, very distinctly when I first joined this chat. And there's two projects I am extremely bullish about. One of them is definitely in here, all right? And the other one is another project I'm not going to talk about. This is not a chat room for it, but I am very bullish on this.
Oh, lost you there. Hey, CZ, welcome in.
Hi. How are you guys? I've never done this before. This is
From
my
day
first
one,
time.
and I will be here for a very, very long time.
Sorry. Go ahead, CZ.
Hey, thank you for the invite. This is interesting. I've never done this before, so I am popping my virginity as we speak. Thank you for having me, though.
Thank you for blessing us with that gift, CZ.
No problem.
So this is your first Telegram chat, huh?
I mean, I've gone into Telegram, but it's just messages, not a chat. So yeah, this is my first chat. So I'm kind of like, wow, what is this? So I know what
CZ.
internet money is, but I've never done this. I thought this was actually a space, to be honest with you. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh my God, I'm in Telegram.
Hi, CZ.
My bad.
Hey,
Hi.
Susie.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
Hi. Holla, holla. So thank
She
you.
doesn't even know who's talking to her.
I don't, but hi.
It's J Money.
Oh, hey, J Money.
Oh yeah,
I
we
came
talk
in
around on
because,
Telegram too.
oh, thank you. Yeah, Dawn invited me. I love Dawn, so I wanted to come be a supporter.
Yeah,
Hey, Telegram going to shit now. CZ made it over here. Just kidding.
I'm going backwards though, aren't I? Isn't Telegram a little old school?
See, the cool thing about Telegram that you don't get on Twitter is like right now there's 55 people in here. Like anybody can just request the mic. And while you're in here, you can share your screen, you can post video or pictures, videos in the chat. Whereas on Twitter, you don't get that like posting videos and pictures in the chat, or you can't share screen. And also only X amount of people can speak at one time. So you don't get the massive crowds necessarily in Telegram, but it's really cool when you're trying to dive deep into something because you can really share and anybody can chime in. There's no like raising hands and requesting to speak and all that. I guess there is raising hands. You can do that. But.
It comes in very handy when you're showing people how to use a bridge and stuff for the first time. You can show the screen and just walk people right through stuff. It's pretty sweet.
Okay, well, y'all
Or how
might
to
be
set
getting
up
me
an
hooked onto
or how to
something
set
new.
up an internet or how to set up an internet money wallet.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I like it.
Yeah, and I also saw that Rose just chimed in. What's up, Rose? How you doing tonight?
Hey, KG, did you guys go over how it was WD, but whatever the weight token, how that's going to be copied over to PulseChain? Because I had to take a work call, I might have missed it.
That's okay. The weight token or the time token?
Time. I'm sorry. So many coins. Jeez.
I know, man. A lot of coins in crypto. I got it. So you're asking. So you're asking if we launch that on Ethereum, how will that be treated in the PulseChain fork?
Correct. If the timing happens, like who knows when PulseChain is coming? But if you guys are launching and it's out, how are my coins? I know there's a sacrifice just for the PulseChain. Or how are my coins not going to be valid?
Yeah, so the contract itself would be there. We can't stop it. It is immutable with no admin keys. But we just, for time specifically, we can't honor the copied version because, like you said, there was a sacrifice set for time specifically on PulseChain and time specifically on the other chains. So the time that is copied over, it won't earn any of the passive income on PulseChain. Only the one that we launched natively will earn the passive income.
Gotcha. That's what was confusing me. I was kind of wondering how that was going to work since there's no admin keys. I didn't know how you could invalidate them.
Yeah, we can invalidate it. It'll exist, right? It'll be a token. I mean, we're going to have to, again, everybody listening right now, not only for our chat, but for any crypto project you're getting into out there, people can easily, in a matter of minutes, create a contract with the same name, same ticker, same everything. So you need to make sure that it's for us and for anybody that you're only getting contract addresses from official sites and socials of the project. So even though there will be that other time contract that we can't take away, go to our site, go to our Telegram, get the official contract address to know which one is real. So you're not buying, it's not that it's not real, but you're not buying the one that's not being honored. And the way that we do that is you just, whatever the passive income generation is, so in this case, it's the swap router, you just have it point its output to that token. And so like that's why, you know, we wouldn't point it to the other token on PulseChain.
Could you mention the full names again of the time token and future token? Like the official long worded names that would likely appear next to the ticker symbol when you do a search?
Yep. So, and for those just tuning in, I'll just reiterate, we're doing a final name change on the WD token and the FWD token. And WD is now, the official name is T.I.M.E Dividend, and its ticker is T.I.M.E. And the FWD token is now Future T.I.M.E Dividend, and its ticker is Future. So actually, if you look in the chat, you'll see the photo. We put a little graphic so that you can check it out. I'll put it in the main chat now. Right there.
I'm just going to expand on that a little bit. Time is actually T.I.M.E, and it stands for the Internet Money Ecosystem Dividend.
Correct. The way that is, yes. So that's another cool thing about it. But the way that it'll actually like show up on like CoinMarketCap and the block explorers and stuff like that, it'll be like Don said, like you can see it right there. I just posted it in the main chat. And on that note, I'm not going to end the voice chat. I'm just going to end the recording so it's not as long. But if you want to, we'll keep chatting after this. So for YouTube and for the playback, I just want to say thank you everybody for joining us this evening. Thank you everybody for asking all your awesome questions, being a part of the community, taking time out of your lives to be here and share this with us. You know, there's a lot you could be doing, and we truly appreciate you choosing us over all of those things. We're in a very, very bullish time of the project, and I only see bullishness to continue because we have so much to build and so much to do, and we're so much of what we've been building and doing is about to come to fruition. So it's a very, very cool time and exciting and bullish time for Internet Money, and we truly thank you all for being a part of it. And for all the admins in here who continue to work hard to spread the good word of the project and answer the questions and be there for the community, we appreciate you all so much. We could not run this community without you all. So truly, truly appreciate everything you do. You're absolutely critical. And again, truly appreciate you. So with that, I'm going to say good night, good morning, good afternoon. And I hope that everybody has a good rest of their day or start to their day. Peace.